Hello, everybody. So just to get started, make sure you're muted. And if you can't do that, so I'm going to mute you, Karen.
Yes.
Hold on. Got it. Okay. Today we have Jenny here, and I'm really excited about this because this is a tool that I have seen before and I know about, and I kind of know what you can do with it, but I haven't really used it a lot, so I don't know a whole lot about it. But it's one of those tools that a lot of teachers in Vermont use, actually. It's free right now. And when it's not free, there is a special Vermont consortium pricing for our district that's not very expensive at all. So I think it's something that we could convince the SU to buy if people want it. And I think it's going to be a really good tool to help facilitate this distance learning stuff, and a tool that, even if we're not distance learning, is really useful as well. So I'm going to let Jenny take it away to tell us all about VoiceThread.
All right. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody had a great weekend. So VoiceThread is pretty awesome. Once I found out what it was, Erica is the one that introduced it to me. Actually, I had never heard of it. And so then I explored, and it can do so many different things. At Wells, where I came from, we did PPPs, personalized projects.
Personalized performance.
Thank you, Cindy. Personalized performance projects, and at the end of the year. So they're really great for those. Those are actually going on right now at Wells, and I have at least one student, if not a couple of more, that are going to be trying it out. So before I forget to say so, if you or your students are interested in using VoiceThread, to shoot me or Erica an email, and we can add you to the account. VoiceThread is sort of like, imagine taking a little bit of WeVideo, a little bit of Screencastify, and kind of smushing them together. And it's really neat. So you can use VoiceThread as a teacher and present a lesson on it, and then students can reply to your comments. So that's one way that you can use it. Or like I said, for the students to use it as a project. We'll kind of play around with it and see some of the options. Right, so I'm going to present my screen. And go to VoiceThread. All right, if somebody could let me know with a shout out if you can see my screen.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. So one of our little friends is working on sea turtles. So I just sort of started a sea turtle voice thread so that his teacher and his paraeducator could see what it looked like. So as you can see, I'm going to just do a quick tour of all of the things that are available on here, and then show you what it looks like when you put it all together. So this is the home page. Whenever you want to go back here, you can just hit the VoiceThread home. Kind of cool that the initials are VT. Here is the Browse tab. This tab has tons of great stuff when you're first getting started with VoiceThread, because this tab will bring you to all different tutorials that are offered. There's a tutorial on how to create. There's a tutorial on how to comment on somebody else's. There's tutorials for, I should probably click on it, how to comment, how to create, commenting on a video, how to share it, how to do the doodles, and how to comment or narrate. And then we can go back. And then, as you can see, there's tons of different examples. So I'm going to bring you back here in a minute, and we're going to look at an example from K-12. This is the Create button. So when you're ready to create your own VoiceThread, there's the Add Media option, and you can bring media from several different places. When we click on it, you can get it right from your computer. You can get it from other media sources. like different voice threads from Khan Academy, Flickr, Google Drive, New York Public Library, and you can add more than that. You can search for other options too. You can do an audio recording, you can do a webcam photo, you can do a webcam video, or you can get the URL from somewhere. So lots of different places that you can get your information. So for this sea turtle, I just Google searched for sea turtles, found an image, and then brought the URL, and I had it in my collection. So after we add the media, then you're going to have the oops, sorry about that. Then you're going to have the option to let's just add something so you guys can see what it looks like. What should we do? Let's just find something about spring flowers. Okay, so here's a picture. Well, that's not a great choice. All right, so I can just right click on it and then copy link address. And then do the URL. And just so that you know, because of like licenses and that sort of thing, sometimes they don't work and sometimes they do. And I can just say flowers, save. Yeah, so there was an error on that one, but it would, if the flower picture were here, it would be the same concept. So you see that there is a pencil here for editing, or you can throw it in the trash can. Let's see if it'll let me do the edit. Yeah, it's asking me to replace it, but let's go here. Okay, so here's the one I did before. So when you have your picture all set and ready to go, then you can comment on it. And this is the part that I absolutely love. This is probably one of my favorite spots. So you can comment in several different ways. You can add a little text box inside of here. You can record a phone conversation. You can record using your microphone right on your computer or your video. And I haven't played around with this, so I'm not really sure what that is, other than maybe that's the share button. But I haven't. Oh, upload a comment. Oh, okay. So if you have somebody recorded already, we have that. There's a student that might be doing a interview with somebody. So if you do that, then you can upload their comments that were recorded previously. But if we go ahead and hit this microphone, gives us a countdown, I can start talking about this turtle, but I also can start drawing on it. So I can say, here is the turtle's head. If I have a touch screen or if I have an iPad or a phone, I can use the touch screen to touch it too. So here I'm using my actual touch screen right now. Here's the turtle's back. Here's the turtle's fin. And see how the first one I touched started fading away? If you don't want it to fade away, then you can click on fade and it will stay there instead of fading away. And if you want it to fade, then you click no fade. So that is that. I'm going to stop recording. And then it's going to play it back for you so you could hear what you were saying. If you like it, you can hit save. If you don't, you can hit cancel and you can do it over again. So once you're ready to go, you can add more slides. So it is, sorry, I keep going back and forth. So you can add more slides like a slideshow. And oops, that's my Zoom. And when you have more media, your media can include docs too. So like Google Docs could go in there, images, all sorts of different kinds of media. And you can then share it. So if I go back out of here, here is the share button. So if I were to share it, there's two different ways. So you can share it with groups, or you can do a basic share, and that's a secure share. Or you can do a basic share, and with the basic share, you just copy your link and then add it in. You can also embed it and put it right into your Google Classroom. Students could add it if they had an assignment to do. They could embed their link right underneath your assignment tab on Google Classroom. When you share it is when you can comment on it. So if I were to do my presentation of sea turtles, but I wanted my teacher or my classmates to comment or ask questions, when I share it with them, they can open it up and they can click comment on the screen that they want to, or the slide that they want to comment on, and their comment gets recorded. And you'll get the same options. They can also draw on it to ask questions, point to what they're talking about, and record voice or video. You can also record a text version. So that's pretty much the create. I want to show you what one looks like. There was a girl that did a book report, which was kind of cool, I thought. And for some reason, when I shared this before, you couldn't hear the voice talking. I don't know if there's something else that I need to share or do. Maybe you know the tech side of that, Erica. But here is one of her slides. So this is the girl, Sarah, that created this voice thread. And when we want to listen to what she has to say, we can click on her. Can you hear her talking?
It's a little weird.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, the best way to hear when they're talking is if you present your tab.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I don't know. Google Meets is kind of hard, but we could hear talking. We just couldn't hear I couldn't hear very well what she was saying.
Okay, yeah. So she's describing the river, and then on another slide, you can see. So see, here she is and discussing it again, but now you see all these other pictures underneath her. Those are different people that made comments. So when somebody comments on your voice thread, that's where they'll be. So if I were a teacher using this as a way to teach a lesson, then my students could comment on each slide or ask questions, which is a really neat way. And then let's see. So that's pretty much the gist of that. Oh, and this one means that there is an actual video. So it's not just a person talking or text, it's the video. This gives you a quick idea of what that looks like. Let's see. Have I forgotten anything, or do we have any questions yet?
Wait, Zach just popped in one. How do you keep track of comments made on various voice threads?
Keep track of they're all recorded. I'm not sure I understand the question. How do you keep track of them? Maybe that's good.
Can I elaborate, Zach? You might be typing.
Do you get notifications? Yes. Sorry, took me a second. Yes, you do. So you get an email, and you also they'll be right here. So here's my turtle project. It will tell you right here if you have somebody that viewed it or if somebody commented on it. So right now you see I have 0 views, 0 comments. It will come there and in an email to you. So yes, you will know that somebody commented.
Cool.
Yeah, good question. All right, so I think that's all the pieces. I don't think I forgot anything.
Patty has one quick question. She's a little late to the game, so I'm going to just say this is not free. It's free right now. However, there is Vermont consortium pricing that is pretty cheap, and that we could probably get this for the district if people were interested, because it's really not that expensive, thanks to VitaLearn and Lucy Delabriere for really negotiating some cheap pricing for this. And so if this is a tool that will really help facilitate our remote learning, or even not remote learning, but increase engagement and reflection and collaboration and things like that, it would be worth purchasing. So yes, we can do that.
Definitely. I think it's one of those things that hopefully can be put into the funding, and it'll work sort of like WeVideo does right now, where we have a certain number of licenses, and then if anybody needs to use one, they can, but if they're not using it, they can be taken out and somebody else can be added. So that's a pretty good chance that will happen. I'm really hoping it will. Like I said, the one student that's using it right now is a special ed student, and he's going to be able to, he's going to do it like a newscaster. So he's going to pretend he's the newscaster and walk through all of the slides, and his IA is going to be able to help him, and she can take her voice out if she has to prompt him to remind him of something. So I think it's going to be really neat. I can't wait to see it. If you like WeVideo and you like Screencastify, you will like this. And like I said, let me know and I can add you onto the account, and you can give it a try before you have students try it. It's really fun. You can get pretty creative on it. Yeah, you don't have to be licensed to view it. So Zach's question was, let me pull it up so I can ask it exactly. Is there a way to create presentations and share it with students without them having to get licensed accounts? Yes, they don't have to have licensed accounts to view it. I don't know if you have, no, you don't have to have a licensed account to make a comment either, because some of those comments with the one I showed you were family members. So you don't have to have an account for that, which makes it even better. Any other questions? Erica, did I miss anything? I feel like I've missed something. It was quick.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know as much about it.
That's pretty much it's easy. I think that's why it was so quick. It's so easy to use, and once you sign up, and there's so many different ways to be creative to use it. If anybody explores and then you have more questions, you can let me know too.
Do you guys think this would be a tool you're going to try out?
Not sure. Maybe.
Silence.
I know.
Well, I hope some of you try it out and let us know what you think, because we do want to get some feedback. We want people to try. I really personally hope we get it, because I can see this being super useful.
Yeah, Cindy said that she would have to play with it first.
Yep.
And definitely, because I had to play around with it a few times, and I watched the tutorials. Those tutorials are so quick. They're like a minute long each, maybe 2 minutes, one of them is, and you can walk through it very, very quick. And as you see, it's all laid out there for you pretty simply. So it's easy to use. It's user-friendly. It's very user-friendly. And then to play around with it. And if I haven't had a chance to make comments or have people add comments to a project I've done, so if anybody is interested in trying that piece of it out with me and sharing something with me, let me know. I'd love to see how that works on that end.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I want to see this in action more. I personally love it because, like you said, I think it's like a mix of, like you said, WeVideo, Screencastify, and Flipgrid.
Yeah,
all together
all
in one
together.
cool tool, and it's not very expensive at all. I think, do you remember I know I got a quote for the consortium pricing before COVID happened, and for like next year, it was something crazy, like $600 for the district or something. I don't know. It was super cheap.
It wasn't much. Yeah, it was pretty cheap. So hopefully, and my thought is like, this is a perfect combination of an asynchronous and synchronous sort of tool, right? So it's asynchronous because you don't have to all be in it at the same time, but you're still kind of commenting back and forth together, and you can present it in a live format where you're all together and have kids comment that way too. So it lends itself to a huge, vast array of options.
Right. It really helps them with their it's not just like watching a video and it's like not passive learning. And the more we do interactive learning online, the better that we have. So they have to do something to that while watching it, or respond or comment. It's a great way for students to reflect on stuff. It's a great way for peer review and peer commenting. It's a great way to provide feedback on their work as well with voices. So it's really great, like you said, like students who may have some trouble with literacy skills, younger students who are pre-literate, and in general, it's just when you're watching something and listening to something, studies show the retention rate is much higher than if you're reading something, and watching something is much more powerful than reading something. And there's a lot of research on that here's a statistic that I was just looking up. It says 1 minute of video. There's a study that was done. 1 minute of video content was found to be equal to about 1.8 million written words for training retention.
That's awesome.
And it just, think about all those like short videos of something you watch that's just like quick and short, but it has a powerful impact. It's because of the way that the video was designed and the meaning behind it and the emotion that you can put behind a video.
Yeah.
Versus the those nonverbal skills that you put in writing. It's a lot of decoding that on your own. So I guess.
I also, when I first found out about Voicethread, one of the things that excited me was that there's a student that I know that has extreme anxiety about being in front of a group of people or talking in front of a group of people, especially, to the point where she typically just doesn't. And this would be the perfect option for her, because she can be talking in the privacy of her own home at the corner of the classroom or whatever else, and then just sharing it. And then she doesn't even have to be there while somebody is watching it, which is also a lot of anxiety for her. So there's so many great uses and great reasons to give it a try. The opportunities are endless.
They are. So we have 5 minutes left. If anyone has any other questions or comments, go for it. Patty says, thanks, Jenny.
Thanks, Patty.
All right. I guess that's it. Thanks, Jenny. That was fun.
You're welcome. Yeah. Let me know if anybody wants to play.
All right. Everybody have a good afternoon.
Bye.
Bye.